Hey, hey, what's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. We've got, let's see, new Snorlax break, hot trade break. I think it's a hot one. What's really going on? Jungle pack split close. That's pretty good. All right, we're gonna hit save on that. Since we're more of a break and ship channel, even though we do open a lot of booster packs, we're going live for Tuesday? Tuesday daytime. Alright, that part's done. We'll go ahead and let these guys know we're going live as well. I don't think they care. The other Discord server used to have 45,000 people in it, the TheCardconomist Discord server. That was a long time ago, man. That was a hopping place. I learned a lot moderating that Discord server. So we'll open this, and we'll close this. And we'll grab one of these. And we'll pause this. Do you own a Gold Star Rayquaza? You know, I never bought one. I'm not a Gold Star Rayquaza guy. But also, I'm just not a Rayquaza guy in general. So I never really collected a lot of Rayquazas. I also didn't collect a lot of Pikachus. So I guess you could say, you know, I've got my own preferences for what I have in my collection. And, you know, if I was smart, I probably would have just bought whatever went up the most in price. But it never really works out that way. I think it is better to just collect what you like. Besides, that helps decide the market too, right? Alright, there we go. Okay, it's Tuesday. Hello, everybody. I feel like we were just here 12 hours ago. Click, 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 click. Last night I was coughing a lot. I'm worried I'll be coughing in this stream too. I hope not. Seem to have developed that itchy throat cough. Here we are. All right, let's grab this. Hopefully it goes nice and smooth today. Clicking on this. We had some bad weather before we went live. Wait, this is hold on, wait a second. This is a previous video. Take me back. We want the new live stream. Ah, there it is. We got a big warning on our cell phones. Karis and I both did about baseball-sized hail. Then a big storm went by, but we did not get the baseball-sized hail, so we were okay. But it just hit the city beneath us about an hour away. Gigantic, gigantic hail. Really bad hail. So, but not us. Can I go into all chat? And then can we pop this chat out? Let's see. Oh, my eyes itchy. What the hell? I was petting my cat. I already know why my eyes itchy. I pet my cat and then I rub my eyes. I'm so dumb. She's so cute. That cat's really cute. Oh. But then she gives me cat allergies. All right. Busy day, guys. It's always busy. I'm always working on something. I'm always behind on something. I can never keep up. So, but I wanted to show this off. I believe Mr. Team Rocket Grunt asked me to sell this on commission, and so I've pulled it back out of the shipping area. Oh, my eye. We've been doing a lot for consignment lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've been doing a good job helping people liquidate their cards. Also, I guess yesterday was a kind of a surprising day because there was so much generosity. So many giveaways. Here we go. That's what I think about when I think of yesterday. There were so many giveaways. It was kind of crazy. I got 4 more partner boxes. I want 3 charge for the binder. What's going on? Call of Legend SLs. Call of Legends. Wow, that's a cool set. I got a couple booster packs of Call of Legends. I like that set. I never really collected that set, though. All right. So, you know, when you look at how good Pokemon cards were doing, you look back at what you could have done and you go, oh, man, if only I'd done this, if only I'd done that. But you ignore the fact that you'd already done a little bit of good stuff. So, yeah, so here's 3 fresh Poke cards. Nidoran, Coughing Diglett. And I'm going to pop them into here. Okay. Adding a little bit to that binder break. Keep that binder break running. And this is of interest to me. Check this out. The trade break has 1 out of 4 people. This is a population 5 card here, Deoxys. And there's only 1 PSA 10. Really cool Deoxys. If you like Deoxys, I'm a fan. All right, says I'm getting a payout from PSA. Is that right? Oh, yeah. I sold a Slack Off Reverse Foil 9. I'm going to show you guys a card I just recently sold. You guys might find it interesting. I do that. That's one of the benefits of coming in here is I teach you some of the stuff I've learned. But I just sold a card on eBay that we never could have sold here on the table. It never would have sold for this much on the table. And even if it did, it would have gone into slab away and it would have been paid off a year later. So take a look at this. Or maybe 6 months later. You never know. Come on now. All right, here it is. Check out this sale right here. Quest sticker Meowth sold for $1,000. Those Quest stickers are pretty serious business. That's just a Meowth. And it's not a surprise because I've seen that a lot. So Quest stickers ended up being a pretty important Pokemon card investment, if that's the word. Yeah, look at some of these other sales. So Quest stickers Meowth 1,000. Chansey went for 2.7 thousand. Grimer went for 850. Porygon went for 750. I mean, that's a lot of money. You know how much I paid for that Meowth? $34. There you go. But it was lucky that it graded 10. They didn't all grade 10. But the Meowth did. He was $34. Here we are. Here's Dratini. Here's Electrode. And here's Sallyman. So I've seen these on the table a couple times. What do you guys think of that? Pretty interesting, right? Lurkin Lowry says, that's insane. Yeah, the high price tag is really impressive, but it shows you that people want those cards that are really low pop. Really low pop cards. You don't have to compete as a seller on the price. You just set a price, whatever you want it to be, and it might actually sell. But look at this. So this is an example of that maybe. This yellow deck. I'm a big fan of the poker cards. You guys don't really understand how deep I am into poker because I don't grade them too fast. I drip grade them. And this is one of my favorite products of all time. This came out of a Pokemon Yellow deck that probably back in the day cost me $1,000. It comes with 54 cards, right? This one card is going to pay for almost half the deck when it sells. Now, I don't know if it'll sell anytime soon, but it probably will eventually sell. I could put it on eBay if I wanted. But it shows you the power of low pop cards. Low pop cards. This Dratini is a low pop card. No rarity symbol. Really powerful things to own. All right. I like high pop too as long as it looks really good. But it's got to look good. Okay? It's got to look good. High pop cards can sell really well. They can go up in price, but they got to look good. All right. What we got over here? We got a Mr. Pat Gibbs. He wants some help. Lower my Serena and Lugia consignment to 100 and make my TCC Zelda a giveaway for members only. Oh, that's really kind of you, man. We've been experiencing a lot of giveaways. We have a special group here, man, even if we don't have the biggest group. I think, you know, the fact that we're not a humongous group allows us to get to know each other a little more carefully. Here you are. All right, so he wants, what is it? Serena and Lugia. I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, the Serena's the, here we are. So, let's find these bad boys. All these girl cards, man. What I ought to do is put the girl cards in the baggies, and then I would know. Yeah, I could do that right now, actually. I could put all the girl cards into a box, and then I'll know not to get them when I'm rummaging through the, like this. So, we'll take all the girl slabs. Strictly girl slabs. The rule's got to be it's Weiss Schwarz girl. Okay, that's the rule. And we'll put them in here. And the trick will be, when I'm looking through that box, I won't have to touch this box at all because I'll already know what's in it. That is Weiss. Yeah, that's the girls are Weiss. The Disney girls. Okay, so that's partially filled. Should have done this before. Saved me a lot of time. Cindy. So there's a Weiss girl. There's a Weiss girl. There's a Weiss girl. Sonic. Tops. That's the Lugia, isn't it? Girl, 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 girl. Well, you guys should have seen how much work I was doing yesterday to get all my cards locked up. Now these two big storms have, there were two really big storm systems out here in Missouri, but they're both past. So it might be time to start unlocking some of those again. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. You know, if the Waifu Shuffle was more popular, I would just go ahead and buy these from Mr. John Lucas, but the Waifu Shuffle doesn't move all that fast. All right, now this can go down here like this. Yeah. Okay, so that's down in the box. And there's still some more girl cards. Is the Serena up on the table, maybe? Maybe the Serena's up on the table. Or, yeah, I said that right. Maybe the Serena's still up on the table. I really like that one. Unless I went past it and I'm crazy. No, I didn't go past it. Probably up on the table. Okay. Those are all consignment. So he's giving away this Zelda 9. And we're going to count it as a $60 giveaway, Mr. Pat. So we're going to put you on here. I priced it at $60. And so that's what you're getting on it. When people do a giveaway, we fully keep track of it now. And then we take a picture of it, and it gets posted to Discord. And you can always go back and point out your generosity now. Or people can see how generous you've been over time. Okay, so this is a giveaway now. Let's get a new sleeve for it, maybe. How much would a typical Ascended Heroes booster bundle sell for? Oof. Well, I mean, if you get it as cheap as possible, I'm not sure, but over here we do a little premium on the sale of those boosters. The premium covers a couple things. Sales tax. So you'll notice when you check out with me, there's no sales tax applied at the point of sale. That's because the price already has it baked in. So a lot of people don't really consider that with my pricing. They probably just look at it and they go, oh, that's a little high. But you got to remember, the sales tax is baked into the price. And then the other thing is processing fees. And then the third thing is I want to make some money. So, you know, it is what it is. But if you go and buy it off of like eBay or something like that, it's probably going to be a bit cheaper. And then you can open it at home for fun. And it's just, those booster bundles I think are desirable. So I think they're really expensive. I think people enjoy the very uniform storage of the booster bundles. Right, like if you get the tech stickers, you got like these big giant blisters. They go into a giant box. It's kind of inconvenient, right? But with the booster bundles, you can put a whole bunch of booster packs together in one case. So I think they're popular for that reason. All right, what shall we call this break? We could call it the Gibbs break. I like that, Gibbs. So it's called the Gibbs break. G-I-B-B-S. IBS. And that's a $60 break. Now, where'd that Serena go? So we got the Lugia, but I know the Serena's the other card. Is it still up here? I can see Miss Tammy's Absol still up here. That's a big one. Ah, here it is. All right. And your request is for these to drop down to 100. You got it. All right. So just a little more tempting on these. I think those prices are good, to be honest, Pat. I wouldn't complain about these prices. Just a matter of finding a buyer. But yeah, I mean, $100 for a holographic Topps 2000 the movie card with the Lugia in the image. That's pretty good. And then $100 for such an unusual error. So what I would have to say about this error, it's better than most errors in the way that the whole left side is missing the yellow entirely. The only way this could be any better is if it showed a little bit of the next card on the right side, so that would make its value go up. But no, this one's pretty good. It's really miscut. Truly a miscut card. So it's unmistakably miscut. A lot of fun. The other thing that could have made this card more valuable is if it was like, you know, Umbreon. Serena herself is not going to be very popular. So those are the struggles for these cards. Okay, Lugia and Serena. It's tough to get people to pay $100 for a card that isn't a 10, you know. Isn't that interesting? So if I pulled out a PSA 10 and it's just kind of a stinky card, the card itself isn't very good, but it is graded 10. That has a better chance of selling than a nice vintage Lugia 8 for $100. I don't know why that works, but that's just how it works. Welcome, guys. We do have a starting order from Mr. Ivan Rodriguez. Mr. Ivan, how are you today? I sent for that 9 miscut. Oh, okay, the 9 miscut sold, Mr. Pat. That's not a bad choice, Mr. Ivan. I was even thinking about taking it and just putting it in the Poke Shuffles. Okay. ERA slab. That must be the miscut slab. Now, what you have to appreciate with this slab, Mr. Ivan, you see how it's graded 9? These slabs never grade 10. They're not allowed to. So 9's the highest grade that they can accomplish anyways. So this is as good as it gets. They only go up to 9. That's how it works with PSA too. When it's a miscut card, it only goes up to 9. All right, Pat. So now you are getting a $75 cut of that sale. Cool. When are you cracking the top slabs, mister? Oh, man, should I? I don't know, dude. Those gave me depression. God, I'm tired of these little cards falling over. All right. I don't like those falling over so much. There we go. Oh, I have an allergy reaction in my eye right now. My cat was being so cute. I was on my living room couch just relaxing before it was time to go live. And I was eating a bowl of pho, or as they say, pho. And she climbed onto my lap and she just laid there purring and I was just stuck. I didn't want to move. Let's get the number on that card. 016. So, Pat, didn't you have me pay you out? I should have said 0. And now I should say 75-016. There it is. Very cool. I'm just curious to see how CGC grades them. Oh, my eye's so itchy. Oh, I hate having itchy eyes. I should just not touch my eyes. All right, that's all taken care of. That's been the big thing, it feels like, this week. This week has been all about consignment sales. We got a lot of consignment slabs moved. We were repricing consignment slabs for people, and so shoppers noticed, hey, those are some nice cards. And so a couple of those big consignment cards sold, actually, or they got put into slab away. Danny Vichitavong is back. He wants 2 Spirit Forge packs. All right, now pay attention. All we have left, these 3 and 1 more. It's got the price tag on it. So we have a total of 4 packs left. So you're buying 2, and 2 remain. We have more on the way. I restocked Spirit Forge because it ended up being so popular, Mr. Danny. Not only that, I've ordered 16 booster boxes of the new Unleashed set. So I don't know how many are in a case, but 16 is a pretty good number. So we probably got at least a case of them. So we got a lot of the Unleashed, and so I want you to come back for Unleashed when it comes out. All right, here's Blade Dancer. Spirit Forge, guys, this is a League of Legends card set, and it's been doing well. Yeah, see, look, it says Riftbound League of Legends. You see companies with strong brand names throwing their hats into the card collecting arena, and that's a sign of the times, isn't it? Mr. Danny, it's a sign of the times. It means card collecting is a big deal right now. Did I hear a Snorlax break? Yes, Mr. Sleepy Snorlax. We have a very nice one. It's very short. Check it out. So that is Snorlax Hyper Rare from 2019. Your odds are 1 in 5. Pretty good, actually. $40 buy-in. All right, we're going back to looking for Danny. I think we were asleep when it happened. What happened? Today's the anniversary of World War XI. Yeah? I heard they raided the Leering Center. They are. That was in the news today. The FBI raided the Leering Center and a whole bunch of other places. I wonder if they find anything. All right. The Democrats in California were trying to, and maybe they passed it. I don't know if they did or not. But they're trying to pass a bill that makes it so that an investigative journalist like the Nick Shirley guy can't go around asking people questions or like going up to their homes or going up to their place of business. They're trying to pass a law to stop that. And so this raid's very important because if the raid doesn't find anything, it does kind of look like Nick Shirley was just harassing them. But if the raid finds a bunch of fraud, which I suspect it will, because the hospice was fraud. The hospice stuff was. If it finds a bunch of fraud, it's just going to look even worse that they're trying to block people from being able to, I don't know, investigate matters. Like, we don't want you to look into that. Don't look into that. Probably multiple reasons for that too, you know, if you think about it. All right. So guys, that's it. The queue is empty. It is Tuesday, one of the slower days of the week. It's always a little bit slower on Tuesday. I don't know what it is. But if you guys can get these likes up to 40 anyways, we'll host a real nice giveaway. We got a Pack Gives giveaway. So he's giving this away at $60. We got a nice Mark giveaway too. So we'll have to choose one of these. Probably the Mark giveaway should continue. So we'll get the Mark giveaway worked on, and they're both really nice. You're looking at $100 worth of free stuff right here, guys. And that's before even I've given away anything. So, wow, it is a generous channel, man. I think this number right here adds up to a F ton of money. It does. I'm looking at it. Look, Mark J. Valerian by himself was up to 710. And then I was up to 585. What the fuck? That's a lot. So, wild times, man. Wild times. A lot of generosity. Especially people tend to give away, you know, their card. They tend to give away a nice card that they have. Giveaway, me. Bad law, WBU. When are the Fujibunko 2 V2 coming in? Fujibunko V2. I marked that as something that I was buying more of, did I not? So, I don't know, actually. Did I actually buy more of it? Let me see. Oh, it's English. English. So when did that product launch? And I would expect it to come in shortly after the launch. Love this channel. Been here for years. We're family now. It's a very consistent place to hang out and get to know people. I think of it kind of like having a bar for nerds. It's like your local pub or something. All right. It's tough for me to do it too, you know, because some days I just don't want to work. I just want to lay around and be lazy. But I'm like, if I don't go live, they don't got to stream. Here's Frostlass. Ooh. So these are pricey slabs. This is Staff Frostlass Pop 38 from Twilight Masquerade. And I put this up for sale, huh? One of the things I've really been into are these staff cards. Let's see. Yeah, staff cards are playing a big role in my collection lately. I just kind of noticed them and I said, hey, wait a second. These are kind of cool. You know why I think they're cool? They remind me of the Gold Star era reverse hollows. That's why. And those cards ended up going up into the thousands. Okay, so there's no Frostlass 10s for sale at all. It's too rare. It's only population 38. All right. And now let me go into my purchase history to find out what I paid for this. Okay. And then let me scan the back of this to see if the population has changed since the last time we priced it. Probably not. Says here it's still population 38. So you're looking at a really rare card. This is fascinating to me, guys. This card is both modern and rare, and it's because it's a staff card. It's got the reverse hollow stamp and it's got staff there, meaning it was only handed out to people who were helping run events, and they didn't print that many of them. And then they didn't get good grades. They just didn't grade well. So only 38 of them managed to turn into 10s. Looks like it came out in 2025. We're in 2026. That's 2 years ago. You know what they're not reprinting? These. They are not reprinting staff cards. These do not get reprinted. 2 years later, they might be reprinting 151. They might be reprinting Prismatic. They're probably going to reprint a lot of Ascended Heroes. This guy is done being printed, and I have one, and it's population 38. And to be honest, I probably ought to just hold it. I don't even think it'd be smart of me to sell it. Staff cards are one and done. Yeah, and I think that there will be somebody who collects the staff cards who wants all of them. It is. Remember, my theory is that in the future, you're going to have like Pokemon card museums, and people are going to pay big money to go into those museums. Well, not big money, but you have to pay like a museum ticket, like maybe 25 bucks, right? Or more. So you pay 25 bucks, you go into a Pokemon card museum, you get to see someone's collection, and if they got the best collection, they draw a good crowd. That's going to generate a lot of money. That's my theory on Pokemon cards right now. That's the next step for them, is just like fine paintings or fine art or statues or dinosaur bones, you know, because people collect dinosaur bones and put that in a museum too, right? So Pokemon cards are going to end up in a museum. I don't know if they are already, but it's going to be something approximating a museum, and you're going to pay to get into that museum to look at them. Maybe something like that sort of exists called a collecticon, right? You get to see all of the cards from like a vendor. But I don't know. I feel like a museum could curate the viewing experience a little bit better. Like imagine you're walking down a big hallway and you go down into the staff room. And in the staff room, somebody's put together the most prestigious staff collection of Pokemon cards. And you're just looking at it and you're like, wow, look at all these staff cards. So there'll be like probably a whole room of staff 10s, you know. That's my theory for Pokemon cards in the future. This card will probably be moved up over here. So he'll be taken out of the running for the cards for sale. I think I just recently removed a Magneton too, didn't I? Rather buy a $800 Weedle. Yeah, Weedle's good too. I like Weedle a lot. Ooh. So this is the base set Chansey coin. The official Japanese base set Chansey coin. And I stupidly sold one of these when I first got them back for like $400. What a dumb move. This is the original Pokemon coin. I'm not sure if there's one earlier than this. We can ask AI. Let's ask AI. I don't know if AI will find something, but I own the 1996 Generation 1 Japanese Chansey starter deck coin for Pokemon. I suspect that's the oldest known Pokemon coin. Was there a Pokemon coin related to the TCG that predates the Chansey coin? All right, let's see if there's something that was out before it. I shouldn't be selling that for $1,000 at all. That's a hold. This is an incredible piece of Pokemon history. All right, so short answer, you're very likely holding one of the earliest TCG coins, but not provably the absolute first. Let's see. The trading card game officially began in October of 1996. The very first products were the first starter and expansion pack. Yeah, so this is it. Let's see. There was pre-TCG Pokemon merch. So that's fine that there was merchandise like the Cardos cards. Like there could have been early toys, early cards and stuff like that, but they were not part of the TCG. This is the first ever TCG coin for Pokemon. You guys are looking at it. Graded pristine 10, and it just doesn't make any sense to sell it. I mean, especially it doesn't make sense to sell it so cheaply. Anyways, where did my brush go? I'm missing my brush! Oh, look, oh, here it is. Gotta have my brush. So this is a real treat. Got that pristine 10 too. You know why? Because I preserved these so carefully. You know, I obtained this, right? A couple years ago when I was still living in the Blue House, the Blue Lake House, I contacted a guy who was selling, the base set starter decks for Pokemon base set. And he had like 16 of them or something like that. Was it 16? I don't remember. But I paid some insane amount to acquire them all these starter decks. It was something like $8,000 or some crazy amount. That was crazy back then, right? It was some huge number, and I think I didn't get 16. I think he had 16. I think the amount I actually got was something like 8 of them or something. I can't remember. But he was charging a lot, and I just gave in and said, I'll pay it. And I didn't really even make money on them. I kind of lost money at the time. But I knew I was sitting on something special with these Chansey coins. That was part of the reason that I bought them, because I knew that these Chansey coins had to have been the first coin, because the Chansey coin is the starter English coin, right? Well, this is the starter coin for Japanese, so it predates the English one. Very cool. I don't use makeup. What? Let's see, Japanese starter, Japanese Chansey base set coin. 6 doesn't use makeup because she's one of the bros, bro. All right. So, I think it will take a little while. But I think these coins will get pretty expensive over time. Give it a minute here. Clicking on this. I think these coins right here, these Chansey coins, will get pretty expensive. And I'm not so sure I want to sell it. All right. Very nice. Oh boy, one so I can steal it then. I feel like that would be a good thing to send off to the PSA vault. Just have it stored in there until I'm old. That's the point of the PSA vault, right? We're supposed to let it get old. Ooh, is this my last thick wick? You know, I used to have like 10 of these almost. I got like some crazy number of these together back in the day. The thick wicks. Back from the Burning Shadows collection. From 2017. This is 1 year away from being actually 10 years old. That's how old this set is now. 1 year away, guys. One more year and this is 10 years old. Thick wick. Okay. Let's see what kind of price they're doing on this card now. That's got to be one of the bustiest Pokemon characters in the Pokemon universe. But I don't think she's a super important character. But I'm just saying. Wick Burning. All right, Wick Burning. So the cheapest Thicky Wicky is now $1,100. That's the cheapest one. And let's check maybe the comps, see if it's been selling for a lot less than that. Who knows? Ooh. It says, oh, okay, no. On April 23rd, this card sold for $1,000. So you're talking like 4 days ago. So $1,100 might be exactly the correct price. Let's go ahead and give her a price tag. She just sold for $1,000, everybody. You can't beat these Burning Shadows modern cards because, unlike other modern cards, Burning Shadows grades 10 so rarely that the population never really increases on these. And they didn't print as much back then anyways. Back then, Pokemon hadn't exploded yet. So, if you had bought that card sooner from me, you could have saved 100. Now more time has passed and she costs 100 more. Let me tell you something. This card has never been cheap, and I don't think it ever will be cheap. You know, the population is 140. That's really not much for a modern card. Most modern cards have thousands in the population, especially if they're any good. So this card is just 110, and it's not going to change. It's going to be stuck at 110 because they did such a poor job printing these that they never grade 10. It's like the XY Evolutions collection. Nothing grades 10. So you're looking at a rare opportunity to own a 10 from the Burning Shadows collection, but not only is it a nice 10, it's a nice busty 10. So how's it going, guys? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to our live Rip and Ship channel, our Break and Ship channel. How you feeling today, guys? We just need 40 likes, and I'll give out some cards for free in this stream, even if we don't open a lot. But I want you guys to have a chance for some free stuff. Take a look at this. We're starting a little bit slow. We got this beautiful 151 Surprise Gengar. No Pikachu Gengar's been pulled yet, but I really want somebody to pull this so that we have a clip and so that we can give out the bragging rights to that person. Here's the Rarity Collection. Here's Celebrations. I can host a gym break on that. Riftbound. Magic. These are sort of the latest things. We're still waiting on Dreamlike Oceans to come in. Final Fantasy Dreamlike. That really has taken a long time to arrive. I wish it was faster. Should I just go order another case of it right now? Like, it seems to be pretty popular. Maybe I should order another case of Dreamlike Oceans right now. We're currently in the process of pricing up cards, but if you guys are wanting to have some fun, what you could do, even if you don't have any money right now, you could ask to get into the trade break. It's this beautiful Joker Deoxys. This comes out of one of the rare poker decks, and I believe there's just one of these in the deck. There's not two Jokers of the same type. I think it's two different Jokers. Or I'm wrong and it's two of the same Jokers, but I can't actually remember. It's from the Groudon version of the deck, not the Kyogre version, so that might make him a little more fun. But if you would like to, you can trade for this guy right now. I feel like today is Monday. The Final Fantasy set sold pretty fast. Yeah, and then we restocked it, and then that sold pretty fast. Ivan says, Driller, we could turn Wick into a drill card, or we could turn her into a break. And if you want to have her drilled, buy a $40 spot in the break and tell me on the card that if it gets pulled, to drill it. That's how Mr. Baseball Mitts, he managed to drill like a $800 waifu slab because he bought a spot in the break. And he said, if this card gets pulled, then you have to drill the slab. So you can always do that if you guys want to drill something. Pulled Hitmonlee from a fossil pack. Would you take $401 for it, mister? I would take $403 for Wick because she a hoe. Did you see the recent political polls? 55% want Harris as the Democrat for 2028. Really? I guess. I mean, if that's how it is, that's how it is. Honestly, I feel like that implies they don't have a lot of options over there. That's how it feels. Wick is the... You know, if they produced a real good Democrat, I could vote Democrat. I used to vote Democrat, so if they produced a good Democrat, it's possible. Kamala Harris feels like she can't even talk. So it's like, why? It's very similar to Biden, actually. So I don't think she has a good selection. Wick is in the game to give you the breast balls for catching ultra breasts. They expanded her bosom in the anime, at least, says Mr. Jodagi. Let's see, Mister, have you seen the Jolina Gazelle collection? Yeah, I think somebody shared a video of that with me. Features over 60,000 items with 12,000 PSA graded slabs. Nice. Please no Harris, AOC, and or bust. And bust? Oh my God. We have no orders in the queue. If you're a new guy, send in an order. Let's see. We need a new guy in this stream to place his first time order today. Why don't I soup up the first time order slab? The first time order card. Let's soup it up. Let's make it a little bit better. What could we add to the first time order? So when you place a first time order, we like to give something away to you. And so I try to get that going and keep it going. It's tricky though, because I gotta like identify a card. I don't want anything too cheap, but it also can't be like a $100 card either. Let's see. I'd have given Sarah a $100 card on her first purchase because she's been phenomenal, man. She's in here keeping us busy every single day. I don't know how she does it almost. Is it even sustainable? Let's see. Sarah was going nuts yesterday. She was opening all kinds of cards. God damn, dude. I can't find my poker cards. There they are. I found them. I'm not new. I haven't been here for a long time, but I've never been able to place an order. It says B.O.B. Bird. You can't place an order. Why not? Okay, we're putting a real nice one into the first time order sleeve. It's going to be Growlithe Poker. That's good. That's good. Good stuff. If we have some free times on our hands, I got some ideas on how we can burn some time. So one thing I think we could do is I could work on putting together the very first jumbo English Pokemon break. Price it all up. We are. And allow you to buy a jumbo Pokemon break. I think it would be insane. It'd be really expensive. There we go. But we could host that as a break sometimes, maybe. Here's Celeste. Here's Magikarp. That's correctly priced. We just updated that. Here's the Topps Spectra Jolteon. He just went down a little bit in price. So he must be pretty attractive now too, huh? I say we could finish also rotating the slabs on the table. We're trying to get prices done. So we got to get those consignment slabs have to have all their prices updated. So that's another thing we could be working on here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. Let's see. It's Tuesday, slow Tuesday. You know, I feel like I could take Tuesdays off almost. I think Tuesdays are so consistently slow. But you know, it's crazy though, because sometimes we get a Tuesday that's like so busy. That's a consignment Scrafty. That's not consignment. Here it is. This card here. This is a John Lucas consignment card. All right, so let's get a fresh sleeve for this. Howdy, Mifto. Hey, what's up? Irvin Arroyo. It's Mr. Irvin. I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, Mr. Irvin. How's your Pokemon card collection? Have you been working on it? Hopefully you didn't sell anything. Pokemon cards went up really fast. I think you bought a Tentacruel from me. That card must have gone up in value, right? Here we are. Sleeve's good enough. That's Lightning for $40. That must be tempting to somebody. So it's a nice card. We're going to say 069 Freya. Tuesdays are usually slow. Take the day off, my guy. It's gotten slow. Some Tuesdays are actually surprisingly busy. So this card has 48 watchers online. See that? 48 watchers. And it's actually priced at $100. So let's get the new price onto this card. That's right. Gunner cards to the moon. All right, there we have it. That's $100. Doll hairs. What other consignment we still got? That's all the consignment in there. We're low on consignment. We've sold through them. We did a good job. We did a good job. We sold through the consignment. Here's one more, the Big Tammy card. Oh, that's cool. I like this Doug Trio. All right. Are the nips out on that? A little bit, I think. Yeah, a little bit. They're kind of poking up there. They're covered. She's clothed. Now, this is Absol, Mega Absol Black Star promo. Let's take a quick look at this card. Yeah, that card set consistently is very naughty. Now, the problem with this card is it's exceptionally rare. Mega Absol. For somebody out there, this is a very important card to own. Here's the exact card. Here it is. They want $3,000 for it. There we go. So we have a price tag of $2,800, meaning we're beating the market. We have a better price because you don't pay taxes with us either. All right. It's never sold for that price though. So okay. So in March 18th, it sold an auction for $1,250. So I now believe that may be a little bit overpriced. So they got a nice big high price, but just about 1 month ago, it only sold for 1.2. So let's take that price, 1.2, and double it. Let's go to 2.4. I don't know if I'm willing to go higher than double price. Last sold on this one. Here we are. Trying to get this sold. Very good. All right. We'll jump over here. Yeah, I ought to make a video on this one. Oops. Let's see. We're going to hit refresh on this. We're going to roll this over. And we're going to say 2,400. There we go. All right. And Tammy. We're going to say Tammy. Very nice. There we have it. So I think we can throw this away now. It has a population of 28. Hey, what's up, Troy Malice? How's it going, man? All right. Now, what do we got? Look at those nice consignments. Grafty Absol Lightning. I feel like we better take a double picture of the Absol. The Absol should appear in the Pricey Slabs channel. So here is the Pricey Slabs channel. How's my camera looking? Dude, my camera is always covered in fingerprints on this personal phone. I've been using this same phone for so long, I've never upgraded it. I upgrade the work phone over and over again, but not the phone I actually use. So here we are, Mega Absol. Let's zoom in. Let's take a nice picture. Okay, so 2,400 in the Pricey channel it goes, but this is also going to have a place in the Consignment channel. Let's jump over there. Oops, to Consignment. Yeah, Consignment channel is actually kind of low on cards right now. All right, one picture. Good. You know what would bring all the bronies to the yard? My Little Pony. Yeah? I know there's the KU ponies you keep mentioning, but again, I'm a bit nervous to actually go in on that. I don't want to be stuck with like a weird niche product that is having trouble selling. So we could buy like one booster box of it to be fun. But after that, I think I would probably stop. Move this over here. Okay, we got Celeste. We got this beautiful tops down into the depth. Lugia, there he is. Look how poor the PSA slab is. See the sort of like the sprinkled pattern on the slab? That is not on the card. That is 1,000% the PSA slab. Just looking very poor quality there. And tag slabs don't have that issue. Tag slabs are actually beautiful. So, you know, if you convert that over to tag slab, it probably, even if it was still an 8, which it probably would be, it would probably sell faster just because it looks nicer. People want their cards to look nice, is the truth. That's why tag's doing so well anyways. Okay, that's all heading off into consignment. The foil and etching on the cards is really nice. I just do a box or two, just make sure it's English. The top hits are listed for some crazy amounts right now. Okay, okay. Got that. Yeah, of course, I think new products are really important. Because people get a little bored of opening up the same old, right? Like, we sold a lot of 151 Surprise, and I think part of the reason for that was because of how new that felt. So I think that's it. I think we've got all of the... There we go. I think we've got all of the consignment slabs priced and imaged. We're all done rotating consignment slabs. Now we just need to finish off the pricey slabs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the queue real fast. Make sure nobody's waiting for their turn too long. Old King Charles is at the White House. Yeah, I was watching him speak live to Congress, and I wish I could have continued watching that, but we had to go live. He speaks well. Here's Mr. Tyler. Tyler's back. I think he's going to get some of this. Here it is. Solo leveling. All right, let me go get you 2 boxes of it. Should I bring in more? Maybe I should just bring in more. So we have our solo leveling boxes at shockingly low prices. Pretty sure we have like the lowest price. I'm not sure, but I brought in some extra just in case. I could be wrong, but I think we have the lowest price. All right. Snip that. If you were to lower PSA listing Cardos Gengar from 100K to 20K, someone would definitely buy it. Maybe. There we go. I don't want to sell it. He's just there to look good. Nothing else. The Charizard just sold for 30K. Nice. You know, I originally bought my Charizard a little overpriced. I paid $10,000 for my Cardos Charizard. And he fell below that price at some point. So I was like, damn, dude, I overpaid. But you know what? All I had to do was sit around and wait. Now he's apparently just sold for $30,000. According to you. That's probably correct. I mean, it's not that crazy. There's a lot of Charizards that sell for that much money these days. Or like 20,000 or something. So, you know, if somebody just sold their Cardos Charizard for 20K, that guy's jingle-jangling a pocket of $20,000 or $30,000, and he gets to go buy something too. All right, here goes Tyler Land. Thank you so much, Mr. Tyler. Look at this guy. He's keeping us a little busy today, huh? Tyler, I'm going to give you a free spot on the giveaway since we had no one else in the queue at the time. Here we are. Maybe that should be a new rule on this channel. If the queue is empty and you place the next order, maybe it should be like this. If the queue is empty for 5 minutes and you place the next order, you get some kind of bonus, like a spot in a giveaway. Slow day bonus. All right. Tyler's caught the itch. I don't think he just has the itch. We also have really impressive pricing on this product. I know we do because I've shopped it. Here we are. Now, how am I able to do that? I have a guy in Korea who works with me to stock products like this. Throwing that away. All right. Here's Igris, but he's getting stronger. Here's Tank, but he's a chibi tank. Ooh, chibi tank. Okay. Shadow RB. In Korea, my homeland. Yeah? Simida. Here's, ooh, that looks cool. Tusk. All right, very nice. And Sung Jun Woo. We've got Choi Jong In. All right. I'll go meet your guy, TCC. That is a hit, I think. You think you got a hit? Nice. Here's Tusk. It looked like a hit. Here's Woo Jin Chul. All right. I'm a big fan of Squid Game. I really enjoyed that show. And that was all in Korean. So I feel like I'm a lot more familiar with the sound of the Korean language because of that one Netflix show. We are. There we go. I hear Korea's facing fertility issues. There we are. We got to send you over there, Mr. Russ. Get that all figured out. Here's... Oh, iron. All right. Placing this over here. But the reason that that's notable is because of all the places facing reproduction issues, and virtually all first world countries are facing that problem. Korea faces it the most. They had a birth rate, I think, last year of just 0.67%. Ooh. Wonder what'll fix that. I think artificial wombs will. I think if it gets bad enough, there's only two outcomes. If it gets bad enough, the men are just going to have to enslave the women. Or there will be government babies. The government will say, we're not making enough babies. And so now we're running a government program where we have babies. So the government will have government children. They'll say, don't worry, you don't got to raise them. We're going to hire girls to have babies, and then we'll raise them in our government baby program. I mean, it's either that or extinction, which I know the government won't choose extinction before it chooses those other two options. So before a society goes extinct, the government will say, all right, well, time for some kind of extreme measure to exist so that our existence is, you know, guaranteed. What do you guys think? Squid Games was dope. Send me over there with the boys. I'm sending you 45 via Cash App if that's okay for PSA. Sounds good. Yes, sir. We can definitely set that up. Mr. Star Message. Okay, let's see. Here's Sung Jin Woo. Ooh, Sung Jin Woo. And Yoo Jin Ho. Yeah, like imagine society's actually collapsing. Like it's not just theoretical. It's not just a figure of speech. It's not just, you know, it's not just hyperbole. It's actually occurring. Society's collapsing because of a lack of babies. What do you think the government will do? Like, what's the most extreme measure that will happen? Ooh, Woo Jin Chul. I don't think in a democracy that a government would be able to basically, quote unquote, enslave women, force them to be like, you know, moms. So I don't think a society could do that anymore in a democracy. I think most likely what would happen is the government would muster up a bunch of money, and they'd either tell couples, if you have a baby, we're going to pay you a lot of money, like $50,000 per child. Or B, the government's going to muster up a lot of money. It's going to raise taxes on people who don't want to have kids, muster up a bunch of money, and then what they're going to do is they're going to hire girls to work for the government and say, you just have to be, you know, surrogate to a baby. You don't have to raise the baby, but you can be a surrogate for $100,000 a year, because that's already a thing, right? Surrogacy is already a thing. So the government will start hiring surrogates or something, and then the government will take the child and raise it in an orphanage. It'll be a government orphanage program to boost the population. That's my theory, is one of those two things has got to happen in a true collapse. If a collapse really occurred, which probably it won't, because if the population recedes too much, humans will react to that. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. And this one too. Ooh, beautiful. All right. Line them up. I'll save the world. It's 72 outside. Beautiful. Here we are. Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. So I'm jumping over here and hitting refresh. So Tyler sent some money via Cash App for the PSA Star Scream. For PSA Star Scream? What's Star Scream? Was that one of these guys? Oh, your Star Scream in the channel. For PSA, what are we... Yeah, but what card are we sending to PSA? Are we sending this one on the left, this one on the right, or are we sending that one in your bag? Remember, you got one in your bag. So you have... Did we already send that one? Did we already prep it? No, here it is. So Igris. So you got 3 different options. Now we know this one is definitely a hit on the right. Yes, choices. Can you check the other 2? Do you mean like if they'll grade 10 or not? We do offer that as a service. It's called a pre-grade. It's $3 per pre-grade. But what I could also do, I'm curious which one is most expensive. So you can scan them with your phone if you don't want to type in their numbers. So this card's about $20. Oh, come on, man. This card's about $30. You grade this one right here. That's the one to grade. There you have it. All right, so we're going to send out your Igris because we know the Igris is about 200. All right, so there you have it. We tested the value, and this one is the expensive one. So we saw this one on eBay for 200. The other two were on eBay for 20 and 30. I think that's great because you only paid $40 for the whole box. You're basically making money opening these. All right. Be careful. You'll make 6 jealous. 6 will be like, wait. Can you ship out the rest? Okay, so you'd like the rest to go ahead and ship at this point. You don't want to add any more? We are. You can store your bag over here quite a while. Did you know that? So you can wait till next week, but if you really want them right now, I can do that. Just know the next time you open, you'll owe shipping again. See what I'm saying? So you'll start a new bag, and then you'll have to ship it. So there you go. That's confirmed. And now place that into the stack. Let's go open up our software for printing labels. We're going to reset it for today. Let me close Paint. Sounds good? Okay, sounds good. Dooby-doo-be-doo-doo. Don't you guys want this Charizard for 7,000? Look, it's a 9.5 Charizard. He's got a lot of 9.5s for the subgrades. What's a 9 of this go for? That one seems like it should go to the vault. Here's Electrode. And here's Flareon. Ooh. Maybe I should try crossing that first. All right, if I had 7 bones, I would. You don't just have tons of money laying around? What's up with that, man? All right, we're going to say 7 by 4 by 4. No, you did good, man. You opened up like 6 boxes or something like that. That's pretty good. You got them at a good price, and you pulled a card that's so valuable, you basically get all your money back. So you did very good. All right, we're just waiting for this to load up now. It's got to decide a price for your shipping. I got about 2,800 in my personal collection. Are you saying your personal collection's valued at 2,800? That's not bad. I might have like 2.8 million. No. How are the pack breaks moving? They're not moving fast. This has 5 spots left, the jungle pack. So it's 5 spots left on jungle. Boy, I would love to see that jungle pack go off. Just not seeing as many people ducking into it, so. But you guys realize you could pull, if it's a long crimp pack. So first of all, one of the reasons why people prefer the long crimp is because they know it's harder to weigh long crimp packs. They don't give out like as a consistent of a weight as the short crimp. So a lot of people favor opening up long crimp packs when they come loose out of a box from a random seller. So hopefully it's a heavy pack, but we don't know that until it's open. Remember, even fresh out of a booster box, their pull rate is 1 in 3 for a heavy pack. So it's a light pack. But, you know, so there's a long crimp. And I'm telling you, those Snorlaxes, it's like an unbelievably expensive Pokemon now. If we pull the Snorlax and by some, you know, gift from heaven, he graded 10, that's probably like a $30,000 card. So imagine going from $40, you pull the Snorlax, he grades 10, to 30,000. Unlikely, the odds aren't, you know, the odds are pretty bad, but it's like, they're also not 0 either, are they? So the odds for that to occur is not 0. It could actually happen. Like somebody out there actually does pull a Snorlax, it really does grade 10 for them, and then they get to sell it or keep it, and I would recommend just keeping it. So, but that really does happen for someone. That's why we have a PSA 10 population for the Snorlaxes. Damn, it hasn't moved since I bought a spot. Yeah, you know, Marius, really it's Friday when stuff moves fast, just so you know. So, you know, if you wait till Friday, you'll see sales come in. Boy, if we could just get a price on this. I hate this software, man. This software sucks. All right, we're just waiting for the label to come in, Mr. Tyler. What a terrible software. All right. We're hitting refresh. Ooh, it's starting to rain outside again. It's been really bad weather today, look. Really severe thunderstorms. Tornadoes have been forming. Just normal Missouri things. Did you guys catch this Misty's Goldine? Look at this one card. This is one vintage card graded 10, and it's $400. It's just a common. And because it graded 10, it's worth a lot of money. That's what's going on with vintage. Think about all the modern cards getting printed right now. Vintage is disappearingly small. More and more packs of it get opened, and then there's less and less of it left to open. So you guys really got to enjoy the fact that Jungle is only $40 right now per spot, because one day it's going to be 60, then it's going to be 80, and then you're probably not going to open it after that. So you're looking at some of the last booster packs that'll get open. That's what you're looking at. Pretty soon we're going to head toward a no more packs getting open scenario. Here's this Fossil Psyduck. It got a nice Gem 10. Look at it. It looks really well centered. I can't stand this up here, though. I can't stand that little gap between the word Psyduck and the word Fossil. I am actually tempted to I'm tempted to crack my own slab because of that gap right there. Isn't that annoying? It's not that bad, right? Am I just being like OCD? I'm probably being OCD. But we have this Psyduck for $650. And if it doesn't sell, that's okay. He can go into my vintage box. Not vintage box, my Cardconomist box. Actually, no one did buy it on the first pass. I think he should just go into that box. Could you repopulate Korea? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Give me 12 girlfriends. Let's get started. All right, let's see. I won't know the language, so the girls will think I'm just a chill guy. They're like, he never even fights with us. Yeah, because I don't know how to speak your language. I'll just buy them nice things. I'll give them Pokemon cards. Do Koreans like Pokemon cards? I assume they do. Sure. Nitpicking your work. Now, I didn't make that label. I'm nitpicking John's work. I didn't make that label. There it is. I only handed out the grade. So the grade looks correct. Doesn't that look nice? Real clean copy. You know how expensive Psyducks are these days? Psyducks are going through the roof, man. They're real expensive. All right. I agree with you. I'm the same way. If it's not flush, it makes it look off to me. Do Koreans just not like sex? If not, what is causing them to not have kids? Nicholas, you might ask that question for all of society. You know, what we know is the data shows young people are having way less sex. Way less sex. That's in the data, especially boys. So girls are having less sex and boys are having less sex. But girls are having a little more sex than boys, which tells me that some boys are getting a lot of girlfriends because that's what keeps that number inflated. So there's a situation, probably girls flipping through Tinder. They're all having sex with the same 20 dudes. And there's a lot of incel guys not having any sex at all. So that's what that tells me. But overall, for both sexes, it's down in general. So even girls are just not doing it. Computer, show me 2 guys doing it. Computer, show me 2 girls doing it. So girls are choosing not to climb into bed with boys, and boys are choosing not to climb into bed with girls. And it's a really good question why that's going on. What do you guys think it is? Loneliness epidemic? Cell phones? Maybe people don't like the way they look anymore. Maybe people are all out of shape. They're looking at themselves at the mirror, no confidence. They go, I don't want to have sex. Look how I look. I look like terrible. Maybe it's a confidence thing. Maybe it's autism. Maybe it's, who knows? Who knows? But something obviously is causing people to have way less sex. And I think even when people do choose to have sex, they're not choosing to have children at the same time. I think a lot of that could actually just be attributed to the invention of birth control and abortion. So now if you have a kid, you're just like, I don't want it aborted. Back then, if you got pregnant, it's like, well, you're keeping it. So in the past, we evolved in an environment where you could not choose whether to keep the baby. You just were keeping the baby. Now you get to choose. And I think what's going on is DNA is being expressed so that it turns out some DNA never really liked to have children. That DNA is going to fall out of the gene pool over time. The only DNA that's going to remain are people who did like to have children. So then that takes probably years of evolution or natural selection for that to really shape up the society, right? So after successive generations of people choosing to have no children, eventually the gene pool is going to look different. The only people left over will have DNA where it's like they just happen to like children, you know? All right, let's see. Staph Tyranitar. So I think probably that birth control played a big role. But I don't know. I mean, even our Gen X boomer parents, they were having lots of kids, right? Weren't they having kids? And then they just stopped all of a sudden, huh? Like, that's pretty extreme. All right, let's see this. Oops. Wait a second here. Plus this number. All right. Well, I had that number correct already. 575 is correct. I used to have to find magazines and look at pictures. Got in the mail today a CGC 10 Fido Japanese, scared of the P's to avoid child support. I'll take it as financial investment on yourself so we buy more Pokemon cards. I just like to sleep alone. I'm going to do my part tonight. It's a Gooner card epidemic. Because people smell, says Troy Malice. Yeah, that stinky lady, huh? Yeah. All right. Ooh. I think that there's been a reversion of the gender roles where girls are meant to be boys and boys are meant to be girls. I think that plays some of a role. It doesn't have to be a one issue cause. Like, there could be a lot of causes, right? Could be a lot of things are causing it. But I think definitely one of the causes is that for years, girls were told over and over and over and over and over again, you got to go to college, you got to get a career. You got to go to college, you got to get a career. You got to go to college, you got to get a career. Now look at me and my wife. We're doing IVF because she waited to have children until she's like 30. Well, no, we started at 28, but we didn't figure out her issues until we were 30. So girls did not evolve to have children at the age of 30. We evolved to have children pretty young, actually, just like animals in the wild. So if you believe in evolution, I do, of course. We came out of the wild and there were no rules and you just had children when you could have children. So now we like go to college for 30 years and, you know, we got to pay off that college loan. You can't just go to college, turn 22 or 24 years old, and then not start working off your student loan. You got to get the money back from your loan. So you got to make money out of it. So now you're working for 10 years and then you turn around and you're like, oh, I'm about to have a geriatric pregnancy. And a geriatric pregnancy is what? A pregnancy after the age of 35, I think. We are. So me and my wife have just 5 years left before she's considered a grandma-aged person for having children. Let me double check that. What age is geriatric pregnancy? I know this sounds nuts to a lot of people. They should have taught you this in school, but they don't. Just 35. Now officially called advanced maternal age. It signifies a higher risk for complications like gestational diabetes, high blood pressure, chromosomal issues. There you go. Just 35. Why don't they teach us this stuff? You have to learn about it on the internet from some guy selling Pokemon cards. You have to search it up in a Google search. They don't tell you that. You know, Hollywood doesn't tell you that. All of the clever journalists don't tell you that. All of the influencers and celebrities don't tell you that. The politicians don't tell you that. You have until the age of 35 to have a young pregnancy. And then afterwards, you have a higher risk of all the bad things. And I'm sure it doesn't work like a switch where you just cross over the line and everything's bad. I'm sure it's more like a gradual decrease in your fertility. So we're trying to have a baby, and my wife's turning 31 this year. We've got 4 years before 35. And so we haven't had like 3 children. My dad had 11 children. You know how he did it? He got my mom pregnant the moment they met. She was pregnant in like a heartbeat. And that wouldn't have worked for Kirsten and I anyways, because she had endometriosis. But he got her pregnant like immediately at the age of whatever they were at. I don't know, like 18, I guess. And then they just kept having children the whole time. They never stopped. And so he ended up with 11 children because of that. And so, you know, you want to talk about fertility. If you convince women to go to college and get some kind of stinky degree, and then they go off to start paying off that degree, And then they're 28 by the time they're looking at buying a home and, you know, having their foot in the door with their degree, having control of their finances. And then you start trying to have a baby, and then 2 years later, you're 30. You got 5 years left before geriatric pregnancy. How many children are you going to have between the ages of 28 and 35? Not much. Maybe 2 at best. 3 if you're real busy, you know? So, but it shows you that a lot of people are like surprised that this is going on, but it's society kind of focused its attention away from having children and toward materialism. It's a, you know, you have to argue materialism's a real thing. Materialism, again, I think there's a lot of contributing factors. Ooh, this is such a cool card. 380. We just priced this one. Love hearing your thoughts. How to pack from base set that weighed heavy. Thoughts on selling it as heavy or just ripping it? Personally, I would just rip it. If you have a heavy pack, I would just rip it. Here we are. You could sell it to the next guy. Here we are. Then he gets to rip it, or he could sell it to the next guy. It's meant to be ripped, right? It's a heavy pack, so it's got to be ripped by somebody. So you can take the risk, or you can let the other guy take the risk. Will it keep going up in value over time? Yes. But so will the actual slabs. They'll keep going up in time, going up in time as well. Let's see. What a way to come back to the live. Let's go ahead. Back in my day, they said people with a lot of kids was that they didn't have a TV, but now they're YouTube, so everyone playing games. That and social media the last decade has convinced some men to become women. Yeah, well, you know, hey, you know, maybe that plays a little bit of a role. Maybe a certain percentage of men are not wanting to be heterosexual or fathers. Maybe a certain percentage of women are not wanting to be heterosexual or mothers. And so that could play some role. Again, it's not a, I don't think it's a one issue problem. For me, I'd say for me and Karis, it was all about let's get successful, let's be rich, let's get a big house, let's work really hard, you know. And they were turning around going, hey, we're running out of time for kids all of a sudden. And then when we started discovering that we have issues, you have a smaller window to fix that issue. But luckily we have IVF. I'm in a good position to have a child at this point. If Karis ultimately cannot get pregnant, I have 11 embryos left, and I can actually hire a surrogate. It will cost $200,000, which I think is the value of like 2 of my Pokemon cards. So I will have to give those up to have a child, but I'm pretty sure I can just do that. So I will end up having a child some way or another. Yeah, the good news for me is I'm not having problems yet, because men have problems too as they age, and I'm 37. Here's Canary for $250. I might as well list this one up on eBay, man. Also, the Kuromi being at $900. I'm not so sure she's going to sell at $900. Let me see. The American Dream. Yeah, the American Dream is work very, very hard so that you can afford your IVF treatment. Pretty bad, right? It's very inefficient. We're going to say BGS Black Label Hello Kitty. Yeah, my wife is kind of depressed about it herself. There's one up here. There is a Hello Kitty of the exact same type, $400 on eBay. So we are going to be drastically reducing our price here. Yeah, so she worked very hard. She went to college. She and I had no fun. She didn't party. Neither of us partied. We didn't really even do vacation very much. So we just worked very, very hard. And we succeeded. We're successful. And now she finds all her money gets to be used on IVF now. All the money she made working. So it was like, damn, dude. But we actually knew she had endometriosis when I met her, because we were having painful intercourse, and she went to a doctor for that. And the doctor said, I'm like 90% sure you have endo. And we didn't really think about it or worry about it at the time. And then we actually forgot about that doctor treatment, or that doctor appointment. We forgot that she had been told many years ago that she had endo. And we never did anything about it because we didn't, you know, we didn't care. Here's Canary. Whoa. So that was a long, long time ago. And so we're pretty confident no matter what, she would have had trouble. But despite that, again, there's just this feeling like you just go to work so you can afford your IVF later. It's like, wow, what an American dream this is. This is so good. Let's see. It's like working real hard so you can avoid I'm sorry. It's like in America where you work really hard so you can buy a bunch of really bad for you food, and then you can afford your doctor treatment for your poisonous food later. It's like that. I work so hard, I'm going to be able to afford all the cancer treatment I'm going to need because I live on an American diet. You know? All right. Very capitalist core. Canary fallen in price to $190. Let's actually take a look at this. Got any more Bubble Mews, says Starscream? We sure got a Bubble Mew right here. So this Bubble Mew is a $40 break. No other Bubble Mews for sale. Just the break. All right, now we're jumping over here. Topps, Chrome, Lord of the Rings. Checklist. Yeah, you work very hard every day so that one day you can afford your fertility treatment and then eventually your cancer treatment, you know? It's kind of depressing. So here's a PSA 9. Oops. God damn it. Here's a PSA 9 of this exact card. They want $245 for the 9. Wow. That's pretty expensive. All right. So we're just going to leave that alone. I think 380 is probably appropriate. Welcome, guys, to the Tuesday stream. We're having deeper discussions today because there's really not any orders to service, but I'm going to check the queue now. Maybe we got something new. It's for sale if you buy every spot. Yeah, that's actually true, isn't it? All right. Just a slow Tuesday. Today is officially a slow Tuesday. Let's see. Oh, I just got an email from a Miss Patricia, and she's trying to make me do breaks on their platform. We got a card selling platform, and we want you to come over there. Patricia, I'm not wanting to do that. I want to stay on YouTube. All right, we're going to rotate. Here's Dratini. Here's Magikarp. Here's the trade break. If you guys are looking to just have some fun trading, we can also just trade the trade break. What about any Mews? All cards for sale are shown on the table, and then they have a picture taken, and they're shown in the Discord server. So what you can do is, if you're searching for our available slabs, you can come over here to these channels. Pricey slabs, all slabs, 9s and lower, and consignment. And you can just click on one of these to see what we have for sale. So if we go to the all slabs channel, here you can see we have a whole bunch of slabs, and you can scroll through them and see if there's anything you like. But if you're looking for, like, you know, hey, I'm looking for the actual good card that's like super collectible and you have it for 50% off, you're just not going to run into that. The good cards cost a lot of money, and we're often hosting a break on the best cards. That's what's going on. So that Muse, it's no mistake that you're interested in it. It's a good card. That is a top card. And he's being hosted as a break. Here it is. It's a lovely, lovely break Mew. I will say I got cooked about a month ago. Bought the Japanese Nidoking from Rocket for $300. Dropped to like 90 a few days later. You bought the Japanese Nidoking for $300. Oh, from you. You bought it for $300 from me, but then you're saying the Japanese price dropped by 90? Japanese Nidoking? You mean like the glory of Team Rocket Nidoking? Here's Scizor. Ooh, I really like this card. We have a quick order for Mr. Javier. Hey, what's up, Mr. Javier? It's a good day for an order, man, because there's not a lot of the orders. Give me a minute. How much a Silver Tempest? We're doing $20 per Silver Tempest. Here's Javier. He says, what's up, Mr. 30 Poke Shuffles? Damn. All right. Let's get it. Ready? That's a big order. Javier said, let's have a little fun. All right, 1, 2, 3. Boy, I hope you get a hot round because, you know, you're doing us a favor keeping us busy here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So those are the bonus cards. You guys know every 10 cards gets one free card. That's how that works. Here we have 2 Waifu Shuffles popping out right away. That's a good sign. Oh, but here's a stretch of cold ones. Snorlax, go. Ooh, that sounds promising. Electrode, nice. We're more than halfway through now. Okay, it's going to end on 3 cards. 3 pulls. These 2 are rerollable. This one is not. So 2 Waifu Shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will go back up into the box. You had 2 of them. One was a break in about 2 spots, then decided to buy your other one. The next card show I go to, I was getting offers for... You're getting offers for 90. Well, yeah, I got to say, if you're getting offers, those are guys who just want to purchase at a fraction of the market. They don't want to pay the full market price on them. But it sounds to me like maybe you bought the Nido King on a premium over here, and then you went over there and they're trying to buy under a premium or under market. So don't sell to those guys at the shows, okay? Learn how to use eBay is my advice. You ever see guys like Probstein? You know, there's consigners. Sometimes consigners have better selling fees than eBay itself. Or you just get used to eBay and just go with the 13% fee. But yeah, I would never do that. If I were selling my card, I'd just go to eBay, because eBay will give you 13%. And those guys will not. Those guys will ask for like 70%. That, you know, we give 75% on consignment, and I think that's very fair. You go to a card show, they might be like, we'll do 70%. All right, so let me go ahead and grab the 2 waifus. But yeah, I need to get into eBay for sure. Every person who is into Pokemon cards must have an eBay account, and they must learn to use it. Very important. Do not go to the card shows. The hobby hasn't evolved yet to be like the gold and silver shops. See, when you sell gold and silver, let's say the price of silver today is $40. They'll buy your silver coin for like $37. That's how much they'll pay for it. Really close to the market, actually. And then when they go to sell the silver, they'll sell it for like $43. Pokemon's not at that level yet. 2 cold ones. I'm sorry. Pokemon's not at that level yet. Pokemon's like... It's a crazy, crazy cowboy world right now in Pokemon. In Pokemon, they'll buy like 70%, 60% if they really want to. Like, if they don't like your card, they'll be like, They'll offer to buy it way under market if they don't like it. And then at the same time, they're going to take the same card and try to sell it slightly above market. And the gap, the margin in there, could be really big. So when the vendors complain, oh, there's too many vendors, or there's too many people getting into vendoring... Yeah, but the margins are still really good. That's the reason why. When the margins start to look really crappy, that's when you know you've matured as a industry. So Pokemon card industry is still maturing. All right, what do we got? That was terrible. Yeah. Let's check out these 2 other pulls, though. So we're looking for 150. Listing sold, Pokemon Gold version. Ooh. Something just sold today. Even if I'm not making sales here, I just made a sale on eBay. Here's Snorlax. Now, don't underestimate these Pokemon Go cards. Go look at the eBay price. This set is one of the most expensive booster packs for Sword and Shield now. They must not have printed very much. And these cards are going up in price. Go check on that yourself. You'll see that I'm telling the truth. All right, and then this guy over here. All right. So, how does this round look now? Well, with the Waifu Shuffle being worth $40, you were in a break-even scenario, but you needed the Waifu Shuffle to actually pull something. Since the Waifu Shuffle round was cold, you're actually a little behind. All right, let me see this. What are we thinking here, Mr. Javier? If you're looking, the reroll value is lower on these because they've been rerolled a couple times, but the market value is 80 and 55. So if you're just looking at market, you're looking at 135 here. The Japanese Pokemon Go or the English? The Japanese ones are real expensive now. That's weird. Did it sell in actual eBay? Is that what happened? Notifications. This is weird. This says delivered, but I didn't open this. Oh, delivered at the vault. Oh. Reroll the electrode and keep the Snorlax. I think that was the move. Let me check my email for this real fast. I just sold an Azumarill for 150, it claims. So why did that not show up under sold? Hold on, I'm waiting for this to load, Mr. Heavy. I want to show you this. I know you guys like to learn, so we like to, anytime I have data to share with you guys. So these are items listed on eBay, and this is just the slowest piece of software ever. Okay, it must be too early to show it off. It must not be showing yet. All right, so this is yours. So we're hoping that, I think that was smart. You keep the Snorlax, so you're locking in 80. And then you're thinking maybe the electrode doesn't have the same collectible value, or whatever you want to call it, card ladder value as the Snorlax. So you're thinking maybe I get lucky if I try to trade in the electrode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oops. Let's see. That gets put here. And then he's going to climb down to 35. It's always interesting to see what slabs fall out of the box. But he's gone from 55 to 35. So you'll end up getting 7 pulls in a row. You ready? All right. Let's see if we get a little bit better here. Maybe get a jackpot if you're lucky. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7. What do we got? Ooh, Old Maid Pikachu. All right. All right, we're swapping into Old Maid Pikachu. So out of Electrode and into Old Maid Pikachu. Let's see what that looks like. I didn't put a number on him, and I didn't call him Point Down Pikachu, but I'm pretty sure there's only one Old Maid Pikachu in here. This guy. Well, you went from one value to the same value. So Electrode was 40 and Point Down Pikachu is 40. What are we thinking here, Javier? Okay, the English was printed a lot. Yeah, so I think the Japanese Pokemon Go might have been short printed because it seems like it's already sold out on the internet. All right. A little bit of a slow stream today. How far in are we? We're at the 90 point. Keep. All right, you got it. Pikachu's a keeper. You got it, Javier. Okay. Toss this. Good. All right, that's the end of your turn, and there's nobody in the queue. We are just having a super slow Tuesday. This is officially a very slow Tuesday. I'm wondering, should we make another product? What if we made a product with all the Weiss cards in it? What would that look like? 1 pack of every Weiss set? That would be pretty cheap. You know, I'm thinking about doing that with the English Pokemon, but the truth is, we got a lot of English Pokemon. It would be really expensive. Let me see. Weiss English, Weiss Japanese. Sneaker Bunko, Oshinoko, Magical Girls, Hello Kitty, Dan, Azure Lane, Weiss Pixar, Fuji Bunko. Would you guys like it if I made like a jumbo, what if I made a jumbo Weiss booster pack? Would you like that with one of each of the Weiss sets? I don't know if you guys would like it that much just because we don't open a ton of Weiss lately anyways. You guys notice that? The demand for Weiss cards are pretty far down. I think part of it is that everybody wants Pokemon because they perceive it as maybe the winning card set, you know? They go, oh, Pokemon, that's the one, you know? Here's Jungle Flareon. Ooh. Speaking of Weiss, look at this. Perfect Trace Arcane. Okay. Let's take a quick look at this card and see how it's doing. All right. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and open up eBay scanning device. There we go. And now click. Did you guys hear about that singer David? And how they the medical autopsy has been revealed for that, for the murder of his underage girlfriend? That's pretty wild. 120 plus 35, is that right? So this looks like it's going to have a price reduction. Oh, no, we have the English version. Okay, hold on, wait a second. We got the English version. That's also Japanese. Is there no English version? I know the English version tends to cost more. I'm looking. Can't find anything. So I think what I'll do, we're going to stick with 250. I think I'll lower it to 240. And then this is going to go into the Waifu Shuffle, I think. It's about, oh, we need a new sticker. Let's see. Grab that. Ugh. Ugh. So check this out. We'll go ahead and drop this to 240. And now we're going to grab this waifu box. I feel like we all knew that's what the case was. Haha. I know it takes forever to gather all the evidence. It's pretty sad hearing about it. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a big one. All right. So we're pumping up the grill box here. Let's use this card right here. Number E068. A cane signature. Okay, and it's going to say P10. And this is basically a big hit. All right. $240. I mean, that's a lot of money. Okay. So we don't often work on the grill box, but there it is. Fresh card in the Waifu Shuffle. A cane signature is in there. I feel like the Waifu box is pretty stacked right now. I feel like no big hits have come out of it in a while, and yet all the slabs are still in there. Okay. Hit refresh. Just a slow Tuesday. Let's work some more on these expensive slabs. What do we have here? Lickitung. I suspect Lickitung more valuable than 250 at this point, just because all of the cards from that time period are more expensive. I don't feel like we're going to find this card for sale, this exact card. But let's take a quick scan of it. Literally, his music just repeats what he did. Really insane. So sad. She was so young, too. Yeah, I keep hearing people doing an analysis of the music all over again. Okay, so here he is as a PSA 10 for $10,000 with 16 watchers. So I would say, yes, these cards have gotten more expensive. So, but I do have an idea for how we can determine the value here. Let's look up CGC 10, and then we're going to look up Dragon Frontiers Reverse. All right, so this is going to be the trick. We're going to look at all reverse hollow 10s, CGC, that have sold recently, since we're probably not going to run into this specific one because it's too rare. So we're going to sort by ended recently. I see a Vulpix that went for $150. I see a Wooper that went for $350. A Meganium that went for $230. Here's the Desirable Melodic went for $560. Here's an Undesirable Natu. I know that one never sells. That one went for $110. So, you know, I think our price range of $250 was actually already pretty accurate. All right. We'll leave them up there for $250. This is another interesting vintage card to check. One of those rare Tag 10 vintage cards. Coughing, look at that. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, hey, what's up, Jamal? Jamal, right? Hey, what's up, man? We're going to type in PSA 10, coughing, base, set, Japanese. All right, base set Japanese. We want, of course, the lowest price. The lowest price for one in the U.S. is $600. That's what we had ours priced at. So that's where $600 came from. There's one in the U.K. for like $500, but then you got to pay import fees anyways. Stupid import fees. All right, we're actually making good progress on this at least. We have a William Wafter order coming in. Hey, what's up, William? Look at that coughing. Slab away the Lickitung. All right, you got it, William Wafter. We're seeing an increase in slab aways because we're working on the Pricey Slabs channel. So we've had like 3 slab aways started in the last 2 days. There we go. So we're jumping over here. We're really low on expensive slabs. I don't really know what to do about it anyways. All right, Mr. William. It's an inventory issue where it's like, do I restock all these super expensive slabs or do we just sell through the ones we got? It is real tricky. We're going to say May 26th. Oh, look at that. Terry Mills. His item expires in a month. Is he still with us? CGC 10 Mew with the swirl. Huh. William Wafter. And this shall say CGC 10 Lick It Tongue. And it'll say 250 and then 230 is all yours, man. So there's a fresh sale of a pricey slab. Probably a good choice. Those reverse hollow dragon frontier cards are no joke. Now here's Silver Scizor. Maybe buy people's expensive cards from their bags. Invest. If anyone wants me to check their bags for cards, raw cards that you want me to purchase from you, I'm happy to do that right now. It is a slow day, guys, so you can take advantage of that by working on, you know, hey, take a look at my stuff. I want to do trade. I want to sell you something. We are? Yeah, this is officially a slow day. Scizor. All right, here we go. So we're going to check out this Scizor. So there's really just the one card available. That's gold version part 2 for 500. That's it. Now this is silver version part 2. And I would say at 300, we're underpriced compared to the cheapest buy now. Let's see. But when you compare it to last sold, it doesn't seem that crazy. So I think we will retain this one at $300 as well. So that card will be $300. This Charmander, he is from the vending series. And vending series has really been going crazy in price. So let's take a look at that. Hey, what's up, Mr. Lucas? He says he's kind of scared today. What's up? Why are you scared, Lucas? Is it because you know you live in a debt economy where the value of assets go up because the government keeps printing money and therefore the value of debt goes down? So you're forced to take on debt in a leveraged asset in order to keep up with the wealthy class. And if you don't do it, you fall behind because wages don't go up as fast as the inflation from the money printing. Is that why you're feeling bad? Sort this by lowest price. You're forced to buy asset classes on leveraged debt or else you will fall behind. Yep, 2,000 is where this guy's going to stay. All right. Good. There you go. Okay. You know what? This is a card where it's over $1,000. It deserves the fat sticker. A debt economy where the government prints debt on purpose to lower the value of the currency on purpose. They do that to force you to spend money. And particularly, they want you to borrow money. That's what the government is incentivizing you to do. So governments incentivize people to do stuff. What they don't want you to do is sit on your money and become rich from not doing anything. So they say you have to go do something. So they say if you sit on your money's going to go down to zero. And so now you got your money and you have to go buy something. You have to go buy stocks or else, you know, because the stocks are going to be productive. So now your money is loaned out to some company that gets to use your money and they get to expand, right? So they're forcing expansion through inflation. They're saying you have to expand or we'll reduce the value of your money to nothing. All right, we're going to hit refresh over here. That's why you get, even when times are good, you get 2% inflation on purpose. They're like, we don't want it to be zero inflation because people will get rich from sitting on their money. Team Rocket Grunt, he won 6 Pokey Shuffles. Good luck in there, man. Right. The sooner you guys understand that, the sooner your brain can start recognizing, you know, how money is just a tool for productivity, it's not itself any kind of wealth. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The government can make your dollars worth nothing. You have to go buy land and then put people to work on the land or rent the land out. 6 cold ones. Damn, that feels bad. All right, a couple cold ones in there, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. We're almost ready for a new slab to go in there, I feel. 6 cold ones. Javier Arroyo, 10 hollow shuffles, 1 live custom. You know, Javier, I feel like the live customs still have some good pulls in here. I feel like the box is probably still a little hot. What's up, Ace Random Shop? He says, did I miss anything good? Oh, I was about to go on. Ooh, that's a cold one. I was about to go on my rant about how we live in a debt economy. I know you love the rants about economics. Everyone shows up for the rants about economics. Here we are. There you go. Very good. Okay. 10 hollow shuffles. Ooh. Computer. Show me 2 guys doing it. All right, 10 of these. Javier. 1, 2, 3. 39 likes. He's pulling the soapbox. I do love your rants about anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Card number 11. Sometimes it makes a big difference. Okay. Laurentis. Aha, Ralts. Old Maid Snorlax. Raikou. Wow, what a jackpot. All right, so he just got triple slabs. That's what you were hoping for, Team Rocket Grunt. Damn. All right, Javier, let's see how it's going. Poke Shuffles are in huge demand right now. One of the fastest selling products on the table. Old Maid, Raikou, and Ralts. Okay. Here's the Ralts. He's McDonald's Ralts. He pairs with the McDonald's Pikachu, by the way. Is this the Raikou? No, that's 48. Here's the Snorlax. Whoa, he's 60. You're at $100 between those two. I'll pull this out for a second. Here is this it? Ah, okay. Wow, wow, wee wow. Look at that. So it's 40 plus 60 plus 45. He put in $50. He pulled $145. That's what I call a jackpot. You like tripled there. Now, what are you thinking, though? Because maybe you don't want these slabs. I want them. I think they look great. McDonald's Ralts, Old Maid Snorlax. It's Snorlax. And Raikou. What are you thinking, Javier? I think about that subject of being in a debt economy all the time. I think about it all the time. You know, Dave Ramsey tells people to get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt. And he's right when you're talking about getting out of bad debt. Like a vehicle is bad debt. So Dave Ramsey, re-roll the Raikou, okay? Re-roll Raikou, keep others, all right? Re-rolling the Raikou. So Dave Ramsey's advice is sort of like for financial normies. People who do not have like a high financial IQ, they're never going to be millionaires. Their job is to just go to work, live a nice mid-class life, retire, you know, with a respectable retirement at the age of 60, and be able to afford their healthcare bills when they're 60. But he doesn't teach you how to become rich. He doesn't teach you how to play the game, you know. And the game is played by allocating capital better than someone else. So it's kind of like a game like that. So here's the Raikou. He's going to go back in for 35. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the time you get really good at it, not only do you start to use your capital, you start to use other people's capital too. You start to use the government's money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The government wants you to do that. It incentivizes you to do that. Because the government doesn't tax debt. The government wants you to borrow money and use that money to buy a farm and put people to work on the farm. So the government wants you to do that. So it says we won't tax your farm the same way if you're borrowing a lot of money. Here it is. That's 35 now. Okay, up he goes. And you shall receive 7 fresh cards. Okay, good luck in there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe he gets another jackpot here. What do you guys think? Another jackpot? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, just a cold round that time. So you could have done even better if you had kept the Raikou, but you wouldn't know that. It's all just a chance. How about we put this Gardevoir in there now? You know, that Gardevoir's got no price tag on it. Let's get the price tag for this. PSA 10 Gardevoir 328. All right, Gardevoir 328. This is Japanese, right? It looks like we're going to place that card in there for 50. Let's just write 50 on it down at the bottom. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For normal people to become wealthy, they have to open a business, and that often means borrowing. And the government's there to tell you to do that. They want you to do it. There it goes. Okay. Ooh. We'll set this up into the box. Good. Look at that lovely Gardevoir. So 2 cards came out. 1 card went back in. Thank you, Javier. This stream brought to you by Javier. I think you went the deepest now. Well, let's get you in the giveaways. We got 2 giveaways, right? I'm going to put you in there, Mr. Javier. He went the deepest, right? So he has to go in. It just makes sense. A little bonus there. All right, you got spots number 1 and spots number 8 on these 2 breaks. How about that? How about that? Cash me outside. Here's our Metapod. What do you guys think of this Metapod? My thought is everyone can become a millionaire, but to be a millionaire or even a billionaire, that's where you have to work your butt off to get there. Well, you know, it's a fascinating concept, actually. What if everyone did have $1 million? Well, no one would have $1 million because your money is a little bit relative. So if everyone gets $1 million, every house becomes $1 million home. That's what happens. Every house becomes $1 million home. Because when you go to bid on a home, you bid on a home based on how much you have. So that's what happens when everyone's got $1 million. And the truth is, actually, if everyone's got $1 million, it's probably much higher than $1 million for the home. All right. Because people would just borrow to buy that home too. There are no more Metapods for $500. Now he's $850. Whoa. 40 likes. Thanks, guys, for all the likes. Thanks for hanging out. Today's been just a little bit slow, hasn't it? But that's okay. We have slow days sometimes. Let's go ahead and get this giveaway started. All right. We're going to run over here. Mark giveaway is going to be the one we're running, I think. Mark. Okay, we're going to hit done. So type in Mark to get into the Mark giveaway for the daytime stream. Ooh. Type that in, Mark, M-A-R-K. And while you guys do that, I'll go ahead and take a picture of some of these pricey slabs. So we got, don't forget, we got this beautiful Misty's Goldeen. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of these 4 right here. They look great. Okay. We're in the Pricey Slabs channel now. Click. That Coughing is a really solid card. He's base set Coughing, and he's done nothing but go up in time. This card has done nothing but go up in price. I could probably just keep him. I don't even have to sell him, and I bet you he just goes up in price. Because, again, look at him. He's a base set, 10. Like one of the most guaranteed cards in the hobby. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Is he overpriced? Maybe not. Ooh, Charizard for 7,000. I don't think Charizard's going to sell. I could be wrong, but to me, that card may have to go off to PSA. I don't think anyone here is deep-pocketed enough for that. Or maybe CS Men will come back in here. We should turn him into some kind of break. Mister, I sent you a penny message yesterday to get pictures for all my slabs on my Discord message. Right. And then I told Miss Alexis to do that, but she did not show up today so far. So she may be showing up later tonight. We had a massive storm show up yesterday, and it was a tornado warning storm. And then we had the same one show up today, too. It was a big hailstorm. So she has not shown up yet, but she may be in tonight. I imagine she will be. I'll tell her, you better be in here tonight, or I'm going to get angry. I'll tell her you'll get angry. I'll say, Javier, get pissed, bro. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Look at that, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Very nice. That's one. Here's two. Did you guys hear in Minneapolis? Oh no, I'm sorry, in Minnesota, they're raiding those daycare centers now. Did you guys hear about that? That's in the news. Pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and grab some more slabs. Slow Tuesday continues. Here's Master Queef. Wow, 2.5 thousand. That seems like a lot. Let's go look them up. What are we going to say here? Probably PSA 10. Topps Halo. Topps Halo. Four of 10. We'll start with 4 of 10. See where that takes us. Yeah, we just get a bunch of freaking baseball cards. Yeah, I hate that, dude. All right, let's type in Halo Master Chief, maybe. Master Chief. Yeah, there's like one thing for like $900. These cards are rare, so I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Master Queef, yummy. I don't think I have anything to base his price off of. I think it's just a made-up price. Sometimes that happens, you know. But I know I'm not really willing to budge too much on that one. One pack of the SpongeBob Tops and a new bag for Mr. Jesus. Hey, what's up, man? On a day that's real slow, I think I'm supposed to turn the stream off early and go make content. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. That's our official rule book. But hey, we're in the 3rd hour, starting now. We'll see if it's any different. Also, rating Scientology buildings. Really? Why's that? Why are we rating a Scientology building? Go make some OF content. I might just take a break and just go relax. Not a big deal. Things will be busy by Tuesday or by Friday anyways. The Alaskan Bullworm. Oh yeah. Here's Dawn the Whale. Okay. Here's Gary. Wow, these cards are great. No wonder they got so expensive. Here's the Jellyfish Song and Pecos Patrick. What? I don't remember that. Oh, Pescos. I think that's spelled wrong. People are rating Scientology to build a map of the layout. I'd like to hear a market update video. Market update. You should buy them. They're underpriced. No, wait. Now's the time to sell, sell, sell. No, wait. Pokemon card prices to the moon. No, wait. They're going to reprint it all, guys. Quick, get rid of it all. No, wait. All right. Here's Dawn the Whale. Okay, Dawn the Whale. Here's the Alaskan Bullworm. I'll be like that guy who claims to be a data scientist. Data scientist here. So stupid, dude. I took a course in college for data science. Am I a data scientist now? All right, here's Mr. Jesus. You see, I'm very educated. Let's see. That guy had one video do really well, and then he's trying to recreate that. This card is so cheap. Buy, buy, buy. 40 cards under 40 that I think you should buy right now. Let's get you that fresh bag. Here you are. 10 cards under 40 that are going to the moon. Okay. I'm gonna go make a video of myself cooking. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Aguilera 5.26. There it goes. Very good. Lovely. All right. Hey, finally off work, says Mr. Tyler. How is work today, Tyler? Tell us all about it. So now we've got Risen Rose. Risen Rose. And the mic side. All right. All right, cool, man. We're up to 12 on this one. This one's a PSA 10, so this particular break's going to last a little bit longer. And then we're going to swap over into the Pack Gives giveaway right afterwards. Oh. Now, this card's kind of off-center top to bottom. It's kind of funny that this got a 10. Look at it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's fat on the bottom. PSA just handing out 10 sometimes. Handing out 9 sometimes. They're going, you know, your card gets a 9. All right, let me just ask, does anyone else have an order in queue? I'm going to wrap up here otherwise. We're at the 2-hour mark. I think a 2-hour daytime stream's fine. I think we wrap up here. What do you guys think? Just let me know. Did anyone else have an order in queue? If the answer is no, I think we're good to go. Maybe I'll go draw a card. Soul Despair says, I've got one in queue. All right, so I will wait for you to do that one. Yeah. I know Karis gets off at 5 and it's 4:30, so if I get off early, I get to do stuff. What's the most valuable thing I could do? I could go work on my taxes. I'm supposed to click on a stupid email and join some QuickBooks thing. Yes, draw a card. I'm going to go draw a card and sell it for $160. Wonder how fast I could draw a card. Just sent it a minute ago. Nice. So we're just waiting for it to arrive. Let me hit refresh. You still working on that game? We worked on it for a long time, and then I think we're kind of on a break from it. It's hard making a game, but Karis made a ton of progress on it. It was a lot of fun. You know what the problem is? When you're working on a video game and it's the same game and you work on it for a while, it's kind of like playing that game, and you can actually get burnt out from playing a game. Here's even the one you're working on. Here's 2 Pokey Shuffles. So right now, we're just doing whatever we feel like, and we have a lot of progress on a game that we started. But right now, we're just playing. I'm watching her play Resident Evil, and we're watching The Boys, and really, we're just working our booty cheeks off. We're doing a lot of work. We got 1, 2. A lot of work has to be done. What do we got here? 2 cold ones. All right, nothing crazy out of the Pokey Shuffles. Nothing crazy. But how about this 151 surprise? So you want 5 of these? That's right, because we're still after Pikachu Gengar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Let's let this. You got to replace the Psyduck. Oh, yeah. Oh, that Psyduck needs encapsulating, too. Oof. I don't want to go rev up the machine. It's a lot of work. Did you know that? Like, you got to get the laptop running, and usually the laptop needs a lot of updates. Then you got to get the printer running, and that would be the label printer. And that thing has issues too. Like it's not always, like sometimes you have to put it through like a cleaning thing, and then it has to format itself. It's designed for you to do a lot of labels at a time, not one label once, you know. So it's all got to get formatted and set up, and then once the laptop's working, once the printer's working, then you got to get the air compressor on and all this, and finally you get to encapsulate one card. The whole thing can take like an hour. It is Mr. Soul Despair. That's why you don't see me pushing Cardconomist grading right now. It's because ultimately it's not an efficient use of my time. I mean, it could be if we were getting enough of them. If we were getting like 10 grades at a time or something. There we go. But I don't find that that's the main focus of our business right now. And I do still think about hiring somebody to do the encapsulation with me. Maybe one day. When are you sending out the next PSA submission? Probably this weekend. It's the end of April, right? So, all right. It looks like we're probably done here, guys. Well, I had a lot of fun with you guys. We're just going to have an early stream today for Tuesday. It was a bit of a slow stream, wasn't it? So maybe tonight it'll pick up a little bit. I'm not sure. But let me mention something. We're in April now. We're in end of April, beginning of May. And traditionally, every year, end of April is slow. Did you know that? Every year in April, after tax return season is officially over, sales drop off kind of hard, actually. So that happened last year. That happened the year before that. That happened the year before that. I don't know if it'll happen this year because it's so crazy these days, but it might happen. So we'll have to wait and see and feel around, feel how it behaves. But I think it happens because people get their tax return, and then summertime arrives, and people go, you know, maybe I should just go outside for a minute. And then it picks back up, kind of like end of August, it starts picking back up again. So, you know, we got the 30th year anniversary celebration set coming out in September, and that's not an accident. I think Pokemon understands that cycle too. I think that's what happens. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, and maybe I'll just go to the bathroom and screw around for a while. See you later, guys.